This is still your most interactive half hour. We are talking about journalists attending the Gyan Press Conference, which many others appealed for journalists to boycott. Well, we've been out and about on the streets, and here are your views.
They were induced by the amount of money they'll get at Solid. That is my personal view. Maybe they just went there out of relationship with Asamoah. But the first option is, I think, it's Solid.
This thing has been blown out of proportion because, again, it is between two parties, and the two parties could come together and settle it amicably. In Ghana, we settle cases amicably. So again, when I heard the Gyans were going to have a press conference, I said, who is going to record what? Because they already have an issue with the press, so who is going to record what? So you are telling me it came on, and I'm here to know who and who went there. But left to me alone, I think we should let sleeping dogs lie.
Some of the pressmen, they want the case, to go down.
Yeah, I think that it was a release by SWAG, that supporters the Sports Writers Association of Ghana in Colombia. What we saw, and they were urging its members to stay off the press conference. And I think that those who went, most of them are not members of SWAG. And SWAG had spoken earlier that if they go and anything should happen, as a mother association, they are not part of it. But because some journalists also had questions to go and find out, some were curious to go and see what will happen if they should ask very sensitive questions. But I think that it was an apology sort of thing that the Gyan brothers and also they went ahead to explain how the whole thing happened. After 80 days, there were questions all over. People wanted to find out where Castro was, and our own colleague Ken was also attacked. So it's like they were just being adventurous to go and find out, to fish out news from the press conference.
With regards to the fact that the manager to Asamoah actually hit a media person, doesn't stop other media men from attending anything that they do. I feel that the media is there to also inform, to educate, to also add some certain informations that people need to know by not reporting it on the wrong way. So no matter what happens, at the end of the day, I go there, I get the information, I let people know that we don't have any fight among people, but then at the end of the day, we are only coming to tell people that this is what really happened over there. Nobody has an issue with that. I don't think it's actually a wrong thing or a wrong move for a media person to go to a press release that is being done by the Gyan brothers. I don't see that one as a bad thing at all.
So some of your comments from out on the streets. Now, enough of the Gyans issue. Gas is now flowing from Nigeria, but there is a doom-saw plan. Is ECG following their load shedding schedule?
You know the timetable, the ECG has released a timetable recently, and are they following it in your area?
No.
Please, where do you live?
Newtown.
Tell me the situation there.
Sometimes if they give you light off today, the following day too, the lights will go on off. Unless the next day.
So they are not following?
No, they are not following it at all.
No, they are not following the timetable, because I live around Southholm, where the university is, and I was even thinking that because there was a university there should be a light always so that the students should be able to study. But no, you'll be there sometimes in the morning, it goes off for like 5 hours, it comes back, then it goes off again. It's worrisome because we are not prepared. If they tell us that probably we are going to go off for 2 hours, 3 hours, then we will know that, yes, so that we can put our systems off before even going to work. It's worrisome. They should just do something about it, please.
I live at Achimota post office, and the light there is too rough. So, like, let me say the timetable will be like 2 days. When they off it, they have to wait another 2 days before they off it. Sometimes they have to off it anyhow they want, and they are spoiling people's machines and fridges and those TVs, those kind of things. And it's really bad. So they have to do something about it. But they are not following it according to the timetable, because sometimes they off it when you don't know that something like that can fit happen. Yeah.
Sometimes they have been following the timetable, sometimes they don't follow it, because sometimes when you have something important to do with it, like you are using your electricity to do something very important, before you realize, then the power have to go off. Yeah, so I think that's the problem I have with it.
They released a timetable, but then they are not going according to plan, because we were supposed to have light this morning, but as at when I was leaving for the shop, it was light out, and when I called home, still it's light out. So we pleading with them to just go according to the timetable.
Well, let's see how the week goes in regards to the ECG timetable. Let me take a few more of your social media comments on WhatsApp. Bismarck from Laura says, increasing tariffs, decreasing quality. Why? ECG. Now, let's go on to Facebook. Nuopo, God knows, Billy, frequent commenter, says, at my place, New Wager, the lights usually go off 3 times a day. Or is that also on the so-called timetable? I don't know why they keep telling us the doomsaw is over. Jeffrey Jefferson Quenu says 28 hours without light. Welcome to Gold Coast, Ghana. Wisdom Wise Men King Papani says at my area it's Doomkra. The Bui Dam is now consuming power from Akosombo. Emmanuel Martin Oredu Obrempon says it's too much here. Why? But you didn't tell us where here is. Iben Idi says no comment. Nana Freddy Kwarting says I think we would be better off than the lights because enkoye bakope bakumpo. Okay. McDonald Winfred Asante says this doomsaw issue is still serious. Why on earth will the PURC agree to what the ECG and VRA have been telling us and allow them to increase the tariffs unjustifiably? Emmanuel Gani says every day doomsaw. Why kaswa? Then Kelvin Sapon says anytime they give lights out in my society, I think you mean your area. Castro Apia Buahen says ours is good. It has been on since last Sunday and still on as I am commenting, but was really bad throughout last month. Ankuma Emmanuel says no, I'm not having light and it's a terrible mess. Muta says we thank God that here at Willency we never have something called doomsaw. Doomsaw always no light because we are a village. Okay. Honorable Kofi Nti, you say in Akim Oda the ECG is not using the timetable at all. Always lights out. So those are your comments coming through on Facebook. Let's see what's trending. The changes the deadly Ebola virus is causing. We'll be right back. And you're welcome back to Gyan Interactive. Now, we have an interesting video we found that we want to share with you. Let's have a look. So that's a video that is slowly going viral on social media. We'll try and get the source and try and talk about it some more maybe tomorrow. Let's check out what's trending with Fafa Kenchiji.
There are so many apps. Which apps would you like developers to use to make your life more interesting? Well, today Appstar GH is trending on Twitter. Let's see some of them. Create an app to produce music. Call it Apieti. An app for checking fake polo shirts. App Polo. An app for when Messi flops in a match. Mess Up. An app to whet your appetite. Appa Prancer. An app for detecting eye illness like Apollo. An app for disagreements like Aputo. Even goats got an app called Aponchi. Very interesting. You know, sometimes when I eat, I get stains on my shirt, like oil stains and all that. So how do I call it? Abstain. This is what I've been trending. My name is Fafa Kenchiji.
And there you have it, all the little things that have been trending on social media throughout the day. Steve? Hey.
I mean, I was listening. I was listening to what Jojo was saying, that I would like to develop an app to catch cheats, and you know, so call it a punchy. A punchy. A punchy. So the apps will catch cheats. If you are cheating, maybe to determine the movement of your nose, and to know that you're lying. You're a liar. So.
You know, there's a show like that, right?
A punchy.
No. A show that can catch liars.
I know
Yeah.
that show.
Okay, all right. So that's it for this evening.
And thanks for hanging out with us.
My name is Ifwakwa Harrison.
And my name is Stephen Anti.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Joy News Interactive was brought to you in association with
Surfline. It's about time.